This video note introduces you to HTML5 video. The new HTML5 video element supports native play of video files in the browser, without the need for plugins or players. When working with native HTML5 video, you need to be aware of the container, which is designated by the file extension, and the codec, which is the algorithm used to compress the media. Popular browsers do not support the same codecs. Check the website caniuse.com/video for the most current level of browser support. The solution is to create multiple versions of the video file. For support by popular browsers, provide at least 2 video files. Apple Safari and versions of Internet Explorer 9 and up support the MP4 H.264 codec. Firefox, Chrome, and Opera browsers support the open-source WebMV8 and OGG Theora codecs. The video element begins with the opening video tag and ends with the closing video tag. The source element is coded between the opening and closing video tags to provide multiple versions of the video files that use different codecs. Fallback content that should be displayed if the browser does not support the HTML5 video element should be placed after the last source element and before the closing video tag. Examples of fallback content include a text description of the video, a hyperlink to the video file, or even an embed tag to display a flash SWIFT version of the video. Here's an overview of the attributes that are commonly used with the video element. The controls attribute indicates whether a console with controls, such as play and pause buttons, will display. The poster attribute configures an image to display while the video is being downloaded. The height attribute configures the video height in pixels. The width attribute configures the video width in pixels. The ID attribute can be utilized by CSS or JavaScript. The SRC and type attributes can be used to configure the URL and MIME type of the video file. However, since commonly used browsers do not all support the same video codecs, these attributes are seldom used and the video files are configured using multiple source elements instead. The source element is a self-contained or void tag that specifies a media file and a MIME type. The SRC attribute identifies the file name of the media file. The type attribute indicates the MIME type and codec of the file. Code type equal video/MP4 for video files using the MP4 H.264 codec. Code type equal video/OGG for video files using the Theora codec. Configure a source element for each version of the video file. Place the source elements after the opening video tag and before the closing video tag. This example shows the use of HTML5 video, source, and embed elements. The opening and closing video tags contain the code. Let's go over the opening video tag. The controls attribute configures the controls console to display. The poster attribute configures an image named lighthouse.jpg to display before the video is downloaded and ready to play. The height and width attributes configure the dimensions of the video. The first source element configures the video file lighthouse.m4v and identifies the MIME type and codec as video/MP4. This file can be played by the Safari browser. It can also be played by Internet Explorer version 9 and up. The second source element configures the video file lighthouse.ogv and identifies the MIME type and codec as video/OGG. This file can be played by the Firefox, Chrome, and Opera browsers. Browsers that do not support the HTML5 video element, including Internet Explorer versions 8 and below, will ignore the video and source tags and will render the fallback content. This is the code between the final source element and the closing video tag. In this case, we've coded an embed tag to play a flash version of the video. However, we could have coded a hyperlink to one of the video files, or even just provided a brief text description of the video in this area. This video note provided an introduction to the HTML5 video element.